You've probably seen a Rolls-Royce glide past you on the street and thought, yeah, that's rich people stuff. But what if I told you that this car isn't just expensive? It's basically a rolling piece of art built almost entirely by human hands. No shortcuts, no mass production madness, no rushing the process. Today, we're diving deep inside one of the most exclusive car factories on planet Earth to answer one simple but crazy question. How are Rolls-Royce cars actually made? And why does it take months to build just one? Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at luxury cars the same way again. Rolls-Royce Motor Cars are built in Goodwood, England, and calling it a factory almost feels disrespectful because this place looks more like a luxury hotel, an art studio, and a science lab all mashed together. The moment production starts, everything is done with extreme intention. This isn't a loud, chaotic assembly line like you'd see in a regular car plant. It's quiet, clean, calm, and controlled because every single Rolls-Royce is custom built for one specific owner somewhere in the world. Whether that's a billionaire CEO in the US, royalty in the Middle East, or a celebrity who wants something nobody else has. The process starts with the aluminum space frame, which is the backbone of every Rolls-Royce. Unlike normal cars that use steel frames stamped out by machines, Rolls-Royce uses lightweight aluminum sections that are bonded together, not welded, using aerospace-grade adhesives. This method makes the structure incredibly strong, super rigid, and much quieter on the road. The frame is built with insane precision because even the smallest imperfection would affect the smoothness of the ride. And smoothness is everything to Rolls-Royce. Their goal isn't speed, it's what they call the magic carpet ride, where the car feels like it's floating over the road. Once the frame is complete, the body panels are attached, and this is where craftsmanship really starts to show. Every panel is aligned by hand. Humans, not robots, adjust gaps down to fractions of a millimeter. If something doesn't line up perfectly, it's taken off and redone. There's no good enough here. Rolls-Royce has a saying that if you can see it, feel it, or touch it, it has to be perfect. Anything less doesn't pass. Painting a Rolls-Royce is an entire art form by itself. Customers can choose from over 44,000 colors. And if that's not enough, Rolls-Royce will literally create a brand new color just for you. We're talking about matching your favorite lipstick, your private jet interior, or even the shade of the sky from a vacation photo. The paint process takes up to 7 days, and each car receives multiple layers of paint and clear coat, all hand-polished until the surface is so smooth it looks like liquid glass. Some models even feature hand-painted coachlines, which are thin stripes painted by a single artist using a brush made from squirrel hair. One mistake and the entire car gets repainted. No pressure, right? Inside the factory, the production line moves at a pace that would drive normal car manufacturers insane. A Rolls-Royce moves just a few feet per hour. That's because nearly everything inside the cabin is installed by hand. Let's talk about the leather first because this part is wild. Rolls-Royce uses hide sourced from cattle raised in areas with minimal insects and barbed wire, mostly in Northern Europe. Why? Because even tiny bite marks or scratches are unacceptable. Only about 5% of all leather inspected is good enough to be used. Each car can require up to 18 hides, all matched perfectly so the color and texture are consistent throughout the cabin. The leather is cut using laser-guided tools to ensure precision, but the stitching is done by master craftsmen who've trained for years. The smell inside a brand new Rolls-Royce isn't artificial. That's real leather, real wood, and real craftsmanship. Speaking of wood, Rolls-Royce doesn't use fake veneers or plastic trims. They use real wood veneers sliced so thin they're almost translucent. The crazy part is that the veneer pieces on opposite sides of the cabin are mirror images from the same tree. This is called book matching, and it's done so the interior feels perfectly balanced and symmetrical. Now, let's talk about one of the most iconic features ever created for a car, the Starlight Headliner. This is where Rolls-Royce basically flexes on every other luxury brand. Hundreds, sometimes thousands, of tiny fiber optic lights are individually hand-placed into the ceiling to recreate a starry night sky. Customers can choose specific constellations, shooting stars, or even recreate the sky from a special date, like a wedding or birthday. One headliner can take up to 17 hours to complete, and it's done entirely by hand in a darkroom so the technician can see every single light perfectly under the hood. Rolls-Royce uses massive V12 engines that are hand-assembled. Each engine is built with the goal of silence and smoothness, not aggressive noise. In fact, Rolls-Royce engineers work hard to make sure you barely hear or feel the engine at all. There's so much sound insulation in a Rolls-Royce that engineers once had to add artificial sound because the car was too quiet and drivers felt uncomfortable. That's next-level luxury problems. Once the mechanical components are installed, the car goes through an insane level of quality control. Every button, every switch, every door, and every moving part is tested repeatedly. The doors are especially important because Rolls-Royce doors are designed to close effortlessly with just a gentle push. If a door requires even slightly too much force, it's adjusted until it feels perfect. Some models even have powered doors that close themselves silently, because reaching to shut your own door is apparently optional at this level before delivery. Every Rolls-Royce goes through a road test on different surfaces to make sure the ride is flawless. Engineers listen for vibrations, rattles, or anything that doesn't belong. If something feels off, the car goes back inside and gets fixed, no matter how long it takes. There are no deadlines that override quality. If it takes longer, it takes longer. Period. One of the final steps is installing the Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament. This isn't just slapped on. It's carefully mounted and aligned. And in modern Rolls-Royce cars, it even retracts automatically to prevent theft. That little detail alone represents over a century of brand history. And Rolls-Royce treats it like a crown jewel. What really separates Rolls-Royce from every other car manufacturer is that no two cars are exactly the same. Customers can personalize literally everything, from embroidery patterns and seat piping, colors to custom artwork embedded in the dashboard. Some clients have requested gold-plated controls, rare woods, or interiors inspired by yachts and private jets. Rolls-Royce doesn't say no easily. If it's technically possible and meets their standards, they'll make it happen. The entire process of building one Rolls-Royce can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer for highly customized vehicles. And that's the point. These cars aren't made for everyone. They're made for people who want something timeless, something that doesn't chase trends, something that represents the absolute peak of luxury and craftsmanship. So, the next time you see a Rolls-Royce cruising down the road, understand this. That car wasn't rushed, it wasn't mass-produced, and it definitely wasn't built like everything else. It was carefully crafted by hundreds of skilled hands, using techniques passed down through generations, blending old-school craftsmanship with modern engineering in a way almost no other company still does. And honestly, whether you'll ever own one or not, you've got to respect the dedication. In a world obsessed with speed, automation, and cutting corners, Rolls-Royce stands alone, doing things the slow, expensive, and incredibly beautiful way. If you enjoyed this deep dive into how Rolls-Royce cars are made, smash that like button, subscribe for more insane behind-the-scenes content, and drop a comment telling me what luxury car factory you want to see next.